Revos here, and got stuff we want to talk about here. So, as many of you people who have played Modern Warfare 2 know, there was a mode that dropped called DMZ. Now, this mode has been kind of under fire for it being so different. I mean, if you play the mode, doesn't really feel like something Activision would do. Also, it's been when heard about it coming out, you heard it was supposed to be Tarkov. I never played Tarkov, but a lot of people was turned off. Especially there was a YouTuber named Shroud, I believe, who was invited to try it out, and he was like, he didn't like it. This is not Tarkov. This is Plunder. Never played Plunder either, and that's fine. But my question is this game bad because it's not Tarkov? Now, I went and I looked up some Tarkov videos just to see what was the comparison of. And Tarkov is very realistic, very interesting game. So one where the guy got shot up in the chest and he had like breathing problems, like lung problems, and he had to go and try to look for a kit to heal himself because he was breathing like that. And of course, if you that loud breathing walking around, people are going to hear you. So I can definitely see Tarkov is very realistic. And if you play DMZ, you see where they were heavily influenced by Tarkov. But before we talk about its influence, just to give you an overview, DMZ is its own mode where you can drop in solo, you can drop in with up to 3 people. You can even merge with up to, I think a merge group can be up to 6. You can do various missions there. You can fight AI, you can fight players, you can fight well, the first boss is the chemist, but there's high priority targets. You can become a target yourself. Like, this is a very interesting dynamic for the game, and your goal is to extract whatever you have so that you keep it. If you do not extract with it and you die with it, you lose everything minus the gun experience that you used during the time. Now, the differences here is some of the things I've seen with Tarkov. It's a little more emptier than DMZ. Noticing that DMZ also has it to where they've populated the area with enemies, AI. But just because this game is not Tarkov doesn't mean it's automatically bad. And I'm not one to defend Activision. Trust me. Activision and Blizzard are on my crap list. I can't stand them because they do money grubbing, very cheesy things, right? But are we not doing a damn if you do, damn if you don't to Activision? I mean, you know, Warzone is basically a Warzone 1 is really just a mock-up copy and paste of Fortnite and Apex Legends Battle Royale, right? So some people, a lot of people love the Warzone, especially streamers, but there was the flack of, oh, well, you're just copying. And we give a lot of flack for everybody copying and biting off other people's stuff, but I don't see where Activision ever said, hey, this is our version of Tarkov. It's kind of got thrown on there, and now people are upset that it's not that. If they never said it was that, you can't get mad if that's not that, if that's what you were expecting. Tarkov influences heavily in the game, anywhere from the fact that you got to extract with the gear and the respawns, stuff like that. But you can't hold it to this to this level and then say, well, I'm done. Well, you can, but to say, oh, you're not Tarkov, this is not Tarkov. Yeah, It's not. If you want to play Tarkov, play Tarkov. Like I'm not getting the disconnect with this. There is a lot of stuff in the game, you know, to keep you active, and with how the multiplayer is turning off people. I'm sorry, I said multiplayer. I'm sorry, sweat lobbies are turning off people with the skill-based matchmaking system, and how a little overtuned it is, or even people who want to play an interesting dynamic for the multiplayer but PvP PvE experience. I think DMZ does enough, right? It can do some more, but it does enough to where it's its own thing. It doesn't have to be bad because it's not Tarkov. Now, does the game need to change some things? Yes. I believe once you start building up a base. So when you extract with anything, but if you never played it, you keep what you kill. In the words of Riddick, you keep what you kill. However, some of it you're forced to go back out in the world with. So it's hard to build up a stash of things you like. Example, I had a raid where I picked up a large bag and a medium bag. I picked up three plate vests. Now the next raid going in, I didn't want to use my large bag. I didn't get an option to switch out. So you're forcing me to go back out in the world with my high caliber stuff when I have other options. I don't like that. Let me decide what I'm willing to risk and what I'm willing to risk and what I'm to do it if I have a surplus. Don't make me go out with my strongest stuff, like my large bag, and I can't switch to a medium bag. And then what if I just want to go with my two plate vest because I just want to go and do one objective and I plan on escaping. I've done that, depending on where they drop me. So that it's people complaining about the AI. AI is fine. People saying the AI is dumb. The AI is, if the AI was smart, you would not beat them. The AI beats you with numbers and surrounding you. That's how they beat you. If they're smart too, and they throw grenades, and they use rocket launchers, they don't need to be smart. The higher areas you go for, like police stations, embassies, stuff like that, you're going to run into some very heavily geared AI. I mean, when you're emptying whole clips on them and they're just holding their body, or they're being staggered and they're not going down type AI, where you're better off trying to get that headshot type AI. You don't need them to be any stronger. You just you deal with them accordingly as far as battling them. Now the missions here, they can give you anything from skins. I saw one of the missions gave a gun that is currently available in one of the cash shop buy bundles. I was about to say to get some things from the cash shop that you may not have normally been able to get. And I think that's the way you're going to create the gameplay loop. I don't think it's too far off. They labeled it beta, but I think that's just to protect themselves if it does horrible. But I think there's some here. All they gotta do is add on it. Don't do what they did with the chemists, where they're making it harder through patches for you to get the gun, and they're reducing the strength of the radioactive zones. The radioactive mass. That's another thing. Allow me to have more than one mask. And this worn and perfectly used, I don't know why y'all patched that in. That was stupid. But this could be perfect for people who's looking for some PvE while experiencing, looking for some light PvP while experiencing some PvE. Every time you drop in the DMZ, it's going to be different. I've had some dry, very no tension runs where I ran into maybe 2 or 3. I've had some tension-filled runs. I've had runs where I broke into the U.S. Embassy in game. I mean, not just leave it like that. In game, and it caused my team to be hunted. And then I'm seeing where me and my group is the stronghold we took over is now our fortress, in the sense of they're dropping in halos are dropping in troops while other players are trying to kill us to get that bonus. I've went and hunted a crew, killed them, and then I got killed because somebody was hunting them. See that me and my team killed them and then killed us. So there is a lot in this mode. Just, if you don't like it, don't like it because you don't like it. If you like it, like it. I've seen people who they like it, but they don't want to say they like it because they feel like it has to have like super exclusive gear or super, I don't know. But I think the gameplay loop enough is enjoyable enough to where people, if they find them dumping hours in it, it is a very interesting mode, almost DayZ-ish kind of mode. I would say people gonna say they need more maps, but the amount of detail and the amount of missions in this one map, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see another map until when they come out with the other $70 expansion, premium, what do they call it, the premium content thing, which is basically another game next year. Because it's a lot of stuff in this mode with the random spawn points and the extractions, and yeah, I don't think that they're just gonna be able to come up with maps like they do multiplayer. Hell, multiplayer maps, it takes them forever to bring out new maps. So right now you play multiplayer, you playing the same like 4 or 5 maps, but that's a different story. So I think this already has enough to be a loop, and all they gotta do is just add on to it. They already have it to where you can get exclusive skins from weapon caches. You can get gun skins from higher faction rewards. There is stuff there, but you have to really play the mode, or you have to escape with the weapons cache, or you have to basically play longer and focus on doing your missions if you want, or kill players who got it, or got the weapon cache or whatever, and you extract it. There's stuff here. I'm very surprised that Activision came up with this. This seems like out the box, and honestly, I was more looking for maybe Battlefield to come up with something like this. Outside of being a multiplayer game, you and the solo, the multiplayer missions. This feels like an expansion on that. These realistic shooting games can be more than just PvP, deathmatch and stuff like that. I've been waiting for Apex Legends to come up with something like this to also like expand outside of the multiplayer. You can do more because each character has their own story. So I like it. If you haven't played it, I would give it a suggestion. Whenever you play solo, it is funner, it is more fun, it is a little bit more easier if you have a group. You have no wiggle room solo. You even are better off even if you're playing with randos, but some randos don't know what they're doing as far as like a pug group. But I would give it a suggestion. If you disagree and you think I'm crazy or you don't like it, that's fine. Leave your comment down below. Let me know what you see. I do check the comments. If you do agree, that's fine as well. Maybe everybody can get together and just have some fun. Leave your comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And this is Revos, and I'm out.